Hi, ALAYA. This is your reading friend Amanda. I'm back to share a story called Jessie's Hill, written by Anne Harth. Jessie pushed his bike into the driveway. "Can I come to the zoo, Dennis?" "Can you ride to the top of the hill?" his brother asked. His friends were ready to go. Jessie looked up at the steep hill. "I think I can," he said. "Let's go." Dennis and his friends rode away. Jessie jumped on his bike. He pedaled as hard as he could. He passed Mrs. Johnson's house. His legs were shaky. He passed Peter Potter's house. It was hard to breathe. He was hot. He stopped in front of the yellow house. "Jessie!" Dennis called from the top of the hill. Jessie looked up. "When you can ride to the top, you can come." Jessie stamped his foot. His brother disappeared over the hill. The next day, Jessie tried again. He jumped on his bike. He pedaled as hard as he could. He passed Mrs. Jennings' house. He passed Peter Potter's house. His legs were shaky. It was hard to breathe. He was hot, but he passed the yellow house too. Jessie tried to ride up the hill every day. His legs were shaky and it was hard to breathe, but every day he rode a little farther. It was Saturday morning. Jessie pushed his bike into the driveway. Dennis and his friends were leaving. "Where are you going?" Jessie asked. Dennis stopped. "We're going to the zoo." "Can I come?" "Can you ride to the top of the hill?" "Watch me." Jessie jumped on his bike. He pedaled as hard as he could. He rode past Mrs. Jennings' house. He rode past Peter Potter's house. He rode past the yellow house. His legs weren't shaky. He pedaled harder. "Go, Jessie, you can do it." Dennis and his friends cheered. He pedaled harder. He passed 3 more houses. He was almost to the top of the hill. His legs were shaky. It was hard to breathe. Jessie was hot, but he didn't stop. His bike slowed down. It wobbled, but kept moving. Jessie stood on his pedals and pushed. He reached the top. He looked down at Dennis and his friends. They were puffing and panting. They rode up the hill. Dennis patted Jessie on the back. "Do you want to come to the zoo?" he said. Jessie grinned. ALAYA, this story had an idea that if Jessie practiced until he could ride up to the top of the hill. What do you think the lesson of this story was? Do you think maybe the lesson is to not give up and keep trying hard and you can do anything? I think that's a good lesson. And why was Dennis a good big brother? I think it's because he cheers for Jessie and he encourages him, right? And how did Jessie finally get up the hill? He practiced every day and then he stood up on the pedals and pushed, right? I hope you enjoyed this story, ALAYA. I'll be back to read for you again soon. Bye-bye.